the blue dot, sitting in a space and lit like Christmas decoration for our alien neighbors. What I find remarkable about this is the fact that it took us so little time to lit the Earth. And our sapient ancestors, Australopithecus, they have been using some tools as long as 3 million years ago. But frankly speaking, from the perspective of life on Earth, this is just a blink of an eye. And look where we are. Let's talk about our techno-evolution. This wonderful story that brought us here. And really, the techno-evolution, if you think of it, is a story that is full of stories. Every artifact that we build with our science and craft tells something about us. It tells about aspirations, how we can become more than we are. And also, the technology over time always helped us with creating new metaphors, new ways of thinking. So, these stories started with myths. Well, this one. Yes? Super, Prometheus. Yeah. These myths were not about technology artifacts. They always told something deeply human about why we need technology for, what we want to become through technology, and how it limits us. So fire was really a human agency, human freedom, human compassion. Next myth. Well, think of yacht that used to be built by 40 years, and at the end of the story was a beautiful rainbow. Okay, ye are. Yes, this is how technology saves us from extinction level events. Yeah, but this is really a myth about responsibility and hope. And so on we can continue, obviously. We have Icarus with his wings, which was really a flight from oppression. And we had this jar of Pandora, which was really about curiosity and about the limits of the curiosity. But I will give you one more, and this is, I think, super relevant for this talk. Well, this is the Tower of... Tower of Babel. And I find two things very interesting about this story. One is the reason why we have built the tower. The reason was not money or power or combination over other nations around. We decided to build a city and the tower to reach for heavens to make our name for ourselves. And this is something profound because every entrepreneur I had chance to talk to in my life, every inventor, they dreamed about monetizing their inventions. But the number one motivation for them to work in a so risky area as inventing new things, trying to create new companies, was to project their creativity on the world and create something for which they can be praised, recognized, and remembered. And this is a very noble thing, yes. But there is one more thing in this story. Because when this motivation, this noble motivation to affect the world with our ideas and to inflict the change, turns into obsession, and ladies and gentlemen, we are in big trouble. So here we are. Here we are building our civilization tower by tower over millennia and ages. So we started with the Tower of Lore, as I told you. Then we discovered that we can actually extract what we know from what we believe, and we can record it, and we can improve our knowledge. And this started our rational pursuit, that this started our way to build a civilization, to build this Tower of Laws and rational pursuit. But obviously the empire fell again, the tower fell again. A new tower has arisen, this tower of revelation and exploration. We have found out that actually the people who have the best technology can best other people who in areas like economics, like political power, like warfare. And our exploration turned into exploitation. And we mapped and conquered the world with our slavery ships. During that time, we conquered the knowledge through our equations. And this led to a very profound moment in the history of techno-evolution, when we started to build the Tower of Progress with machines and electric power and scientific management and capital. This was the moment when the acceleration started to accelerate. If you try to measure how many transformative events experienced a single person during the average human lifespan over the ages, well, we see this, that since industrial age to digital age, things that used to take millennia or centuries suddenly happen over decades or years. We really rush through this global village area because under the hood of techno-evolution, there was a relentless engine run. This engine that created totally new area of human expansion, not real world, cyber world, that was populated by human minds and is becoming populated by cyber minds as well. It was really quick. It happened over one generation, really. We started to produce these programmable machines like ENIAC, and then very quickly, in 1956, there was this famous workshop in Dartmouth that defined artificial intelligence. And then some creative writers, science fiction writers, gave us the ideas like cyberspace, the artificial minds. And this science fiction becomes totally non-fiction very quickly, as we are already living through this. As tech happens today, we have all these things those people have been writing about. And when Len has been writing Cyberia, the computers at that time were over a billion times slower than those we have today. Just to give you some understanding of what this really means, because these are just numbers, let's imagine that our plane started the same time when the ENIAC has been produced, 46, and that aviation has evolved with the same rate of productivity expansion. Your guess, how fast would planes be today? Speed of light, okay, good, but not quite. It would be faster than speed of light, like 100 million times. So it's ridiculous. That can't happen in the physical world, in the world of atoms. But exactly this is happening in the world of bits, in the world of algorithms. And this is the kind of speed that tears our imagination apart. We are really trying to keep up, and it's not that easy. We are obsessed with novelty today. Our communication about technology is focused totally on high-peak novelty. Everything that was new 10 years ago becomes technical debt today, a problem to be solved. Yes, this is how we think about technology. We are only thinking about getting the newest, the greatest, because we understand that this gives us some kind of advantage. We've exchanged our myth with 2-minute pitches. I really think this is, something intimidating to us intelligent people to tell about their complex business idea in 2 minutes. But this is what we are doing. Why? Because we are so obsessed with novelty, and because we had so many people that want to project their creativity on the world and do something for which they will be remembered. So this is a creative destruction, really. It's creative because we see a lot of things around us that are coming today, every day, that are new inventions, new innovations. But it has its price. The first thing that is being destroyed is very prosaic. It's engineering. We are working with this kind of results, which would be totally unacceptable if we have been building bridges, or buildings, or roads, or aircrafts, which have their very strict standard for delivery the products that are airworthy. We don't have this at all in the digital states. We are selling this facade, ignoring the foundations, like they were just another apps on your iPhone, but they are not. And we are starting to really having some problems. Some of them are really funny. Well, this is a Waymo car. This is autonomous taxi. And well, they are very cute and very clever. Yes, they have to navigate sometimes in traffic jams in California in West US. So they honk and then blink at other human drivers to avoid any kind of incident. But what happens in the middle of the night when all these shiny cars are sleeping in their parking lots? But suddenly there is a plane that hits tarmac at the LA airport, and hundreds of people want to get their ride home. But these cars are being woken by the system that drives them, and they create a traffic jam on these parking lots that are inside normally populated neighborhoods. They start to honk. They basically behave like mad cows in the middle of the night. Oh, that's sort of funny. This is just a problem of, a couple of dozens of cars, but imagine billions of agents. And think of emergent features of this kind of system. We have other problems as well. We don't always understand that this technology needs maturity to be public. We are cutting loose autonomous cars, which are 10 times, some say, less safe than the average car with a human drive. The first step is we need to understand and know these facts. The second thing is we need to have a system like airline industry has for making autonomous cars roadworthy. And if you want a recipe for real disaster, it's this one. It's a Netherlands system for child care benefit management. You put an AI into this kind of system so that it can very easily spot frauds. Now, set up this system so that it maximizes fraud detection and doesn't take care about so-called false positive. It's basically accusation that you are a fraud, but you aren't. Make this system totally black box so nobody understands what's inside. Make it learn on some attributes of people like race, for example, and immigration status, which is illegal, by the way. But you can make algorithm that does learn this kind of things from data. And at the end, have no human in the loop. So make this system automatically cut off the financing and issue vindication notices like 10,000 euro, for example, to poor families. So the result is like that. It's not only Prime Minister Rutte leaving his office after his cabinet fall after the scandal, but what's the real problem are the 10,000 of families who have been innocent and who have been wrongly accused of fraud. And 1,600 kids will be taken from their families to foster care. So this kind of problem is the real stuff. And the world we live in, it becomes a living AI lab. And there is actually a network of AI experts and responsible AI experts and people like me, also practitioners, veterans of digital transformation, which was created by OECD. We try to put together some practices for AI team that bridge the gap between these values that have been declared by OECD or by governments in Europe, which are the foundation of regulations like AI Act, and the daily experience of teams that are building and shipping AI products. So we are putting together practices, examples, tools, resources, and even some generative tools that will help those people when they start to define the solution charter. So this gives us some answer to how, but this is not the only answer which is problematic today. Even more problematic, however it might sound weird, is the what question. What are we building? The fact is that we are already touching this beyond human point on two dimensions. One is intelligence, the sophistication of intelligence of the systems we are building, and another one is complexity. And we are approaching times when we will build vastly more intelligent systems than we are, and vastly more complex than are our brains, with the capability to develop 10 to 50 lines of quality code a day. And even today, our largest products, they have repositories of 2 billion lines of code which change daily, and we are actually delivering today solutions like LLMs, like ChatGPT, which are maybe not that complex from the code perspective, only 2 million lines of code, but which have trillions of parameters. Each of them defines the way these algorithms are learning and are making their inferences when they operate. So this is really the big unknown we are facing. Every day there are millions of pitches, 2-minute pitches will be given to investors to finance new products, new wonderful technology based on the assumption that we will be building and using even more complex and more advanced models. So for that we really need a science and tools which is still not there. Yes? We are actually betting heavily on the future. We believe that, okay, we did good, we burned trillions of dollars in this first dot-com crash, but we are good today because we created more value than we burned that. And we are absolutely sure that this will happen again. But will it? You don't know, really. Well, this is how it looks like. Yes, today we are pouring immense money into companies that are losing money by billions. So how much they will be able to spend on quality, on making sure that this technology will work in future, nobody knows that. Are we still driving the techno-evolution, or did the techno-evolution start to drive us? We will be building digital beings that are superior to us in terms of their capability to infer, predict future, and so on. But there is one question these entities won't answer, because this is the responsibility of a conscious entity like ourselves. This is the question, why we are doing what we are doing. And this is the question that should be part of every project and every 2-minute pitch that is given to investors that are supposed to finance. So, this is a profoundly ethical choice. We are giving these answers today, and some of them are right, like, well, we are doing this because we can make money on that. Okay, hopefully. But there are also some that are patently wrong, like, because it's there. It's not climbed on Mount Everest. Technology supremacy is not just there to be climbed. This is the result of conscious decisions that we are making. And even if we won't make these decisions, they will be made for ourselves. This is also a decision. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think, in a way, we need to revisit thinking that was always with our kind, that we are doing techno-evolution because we want to address things like compassion, like hope, like freedom, that we are prepared, that we need to restrain our curiosity to these things that are safe for humanity and beneficial for humanity,
which are absolutely a necessity. So let's do AI, right?
And let's start to ask why. Thank you.